Well, hello, a lovely Friday evening. Once again, folks, we've made it. Time to put the feet up, treat yourself to a nice cuppa and look forward to a fabulous weekend. Well, actually, you might be needing something slightly stronger tonight because we're talking sex. Or rather, lack of it. No, not the fun stuff that stops as soon as you taste wedding cake. Evening, darling. But the biological stuff. You know, the old-fashioned thing of men having penises, women having wombs and babies being born. Old school. It's pretty much worked since Adam and Eve got a bit naughty with the Granny Smith, but these days even the birds and the bees don't know whether they're coming or going. Though I have to admit, I never quite got the whole birds and bees thing. I mean, how does that even work? It's not physically possible. In any case, look, what shouldn't be physically possible, of course, is that a convicted male rapist was even considered suitable to be housed in a woman's prison. We are, of course, talking the incredible story of a bloke called Adam Graham, who suddenly decided he was a she during his court case for violently attacking two vulnerable women. Adam stuck on a terrible wig, got his nails done and wore a lot of pink. And I do mean a lot of pink. Mate, the only female who wears that much pink is bloody Barbie, OK? Just helping out here. Any case, as this happened in Scotland, our chick with a penis, sorry, it was tempting, was under Nicola Sturgeon's Gender Reform Act, taken on his word and sent to a female-only prison. I mean, what the actual hell have we become where a dangerous, fully male-bodied bloke is allowed anywhere near vulnerable women, let alone locked up with them? It's utter balls, and pun very much intended there. Any case, after a huge public outcry led by amazing female rights campaigners like J.K. Rowling, Adam Isla was packed off to a male prison instead. And I'm thinking it won't now be too long before the shaven-headed, tattooed, muscular thug realises he's just an ordinary pink-hating bloke after all. The amazing thing about all of this madness is that it's a woman, a very cranky Nicola Sturgeon, behind a bill that actually puts both biological and trans women at risk. Sturgeon's screeching U-turn yesterday, where she finally admitted Brighton shouldn't be in a female prison, thanks Nikki, leaves her entire gender law in disarray. On one hand, she evidently believes that, without any medical backup, any of us can simply say we're a different gender, and legally we are. Ergo, our racist chum has every right to be in a woman's jail. Yet, on the other hand, Nicola now says no rapist, and legally it is only men who can rape us, you need a penis, by the way, should be allowed into a woman's prison. I mean, it's just a horrible, sorry and dangerous mess. Most of us surely understand by now there's a difference between biological sex and gender. Biological women do not have penises. Biological men do not have periods or cervixes. Those who feel they have been born in the wrong body and want to transition should be supported medically and legally, not, and this is an important point, used as a woke political football by virtue-signalling politicians who have trouble with their elbows and their bottoms, tempting that was, let alone willies and vaginas. Which brings us very neatly onto the Labour Party, led by a man who infamously can't define 50% of the population. Women's rights campaigner and Labour MP Rosie Duffield has compared the party's attitude to women as like being in an abusive relationship. And who can forget the male MPs who shouted, gesticulated and literally hissed at Rosie when debating trans rights versus women's rights in the House of Commons last week. Look, there is no versus, by the way. It's not a game of top trumps, is it? All our rights are important and equal. Now, the fact that the men involved in that public bullying display of misogyny are almost proud of their behaviour just belies belief. And in that bastion of democracy, the mother of all parliaments, no less, or maybe, as Sir Keir Starmer and Nicola Sturgeon would have it, the birth giver of all parliaments.